Coming up on Focal Point, Silver Bells is only 1 week away. How downtown Lansing is preparing for the celebration. A rally at the Capitol where one organization fights for change. And a gathering for train enthusiasts to share their passion. Focal Point starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Focal Point. Today is Friday, November 10th. I'm Delaney Rogers.
And I'm Kelsey Woodall, and we are officially 1 week away from Silver Bells in the city. And that's how we're starting today's show. Focal Point's Ethan Hunter is live outside of downtown Lansing to give us a look at the celebration that's coming together. Ethan?
Yeah, thank you, Delaney and Kelsey. We are here just 1 week ahead of the 39th annual Silver Bells in the City here in downtown Lansing, but a little bit of that Christmas spirit is already starting to creep into the downtown area, including these. These big red ornaments appeared here on Wednesday morning at the roundabout, just 1 block away from the Capitol. And then in the background there, you can also see the official state Christmas tree of Michigan right in front of the Capitol building. It's all part of the holiday season for Lansing. Now, traditionally, more than 45,000 people all come down here for the Silver Bells in the City event to see the floats and the vendors and just have a lot of family fun. Now, it's not snowing yet. Gray skies and starting to feel like it's cold enough to, but we're okay with no snow for now. The holiday cheer is starting to come as well. Now, a lot of work comes into producing an event like this, especially putting up that big tree back there. And I arrived here in Lansing 2 weeks ago, and Tiana was there to get a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to make this transformation happen. Tiana?
Its trip started 216 miles away.
All the way from Onaway, Michigan.
And now it's here. Emma McLaughlin knows it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in front of the state capitol.
Right after Halloween, I'm ready.
Emma grew up here in the 517.
We've attended Silver Bells. Not all of them, obviously.
And now she's part of it. Emma works for the Lansing Board of Water and Light. They're in charge of, in this case, the light part.
It marks the first time that we see any Christmas festivities coming to Lansing.
Some think the stringing of the lights comes too early.
There are people that would rather have it after Thanksgiving.
Usually the day after Thanksgiving.
But it's a fun way to celebrate. It's a fun way to bring the community together.
The power company needs time to get the tree ready for Silver Bells in the City.
Silver Bells in the City has been around, the actual celebration, for 39 years.
Once the tree arrived, crews hoisted themselves up.
I think they're doing great.
To lift the spirits of others.
I'm just really excited to just, hear the jingle bells and, start thinking about what we're going to eat for Christmas.
For Ruby Boykin, who happened to be walking by, it's special.
Like, what is going on over there? Then I saw some lights, so really gets us excited.
Ruby can't help being excited. After all,
I actually got proposed to in front of the tree, so that's a fun fact for myself.
And how many lights, you may ask, does it take to give the tree such a romantic glow?
I don't know, maybe like 250,000 or something.
A little lower.
Possibly 1,500.
There are 190 lights on each of these pools, and they're using a lot of them.
A lot, as in 6,000 lights being hand-strung and wired through each branch.
Oh, wow. I would definitely say that's a lot of lights.
Lots of lights, no ornaments. But you can find those now 1 block away, so big they needed a crane to place them. In the rain. But Emma remembers...
Yeah, I was here. It was freezing.
Anything is better than last year.
Thanks, Tiana and Ethan. Those who were there last year remember it was 20 degrees and about a foot of snow. So not to jinx it, but it's seeming like the weather is more tame this year. Silver Bells in the City will be next Friday the 17th, with festivities starting at 5 p.m.
It was a cold and snowy one last year for sure, but mid-Michigan did get its first measurable snow already this year. And typical for us, it came on Halloween. Focal Point's Sarah Polis says it didn't stop any young person from wearing the costumes they intended.
The first snowfall of the winter
It was known to come.
came on Halloween.
There's always going to be something on Halloween, so it wasn't really surprising.
The scary part, having to stay warm under the costumes. Noah Rios, freshman at Michigan State University, had a plan.
Always on October 31st. Might just throw on a hoodie. I'm going to be a prisoner today, so no tank top for me.
Justin Campbell, a student, didn't want to have to wear anything under his costume.
I'm from Michigan, so this is kind of normal to me, but I'm talking to my friends that aren't from here, and it's just like they're like kind of amazed, but to me it's like normal. So not happy about it, but you know what it is.
During the day, the snow didn't change the plans for most Halloween festivities. And when the sun went down, the little bit of snow didn't stop these trick-or-treaters either. With Focal Point News, I'm Sarah Polis.
So looking ahead at the weather around here, forecasters say there won't be any measurable rain or snow for the next 8 days, which means the weather for Silver Bells next Friday, fingers crossed, looks good.
And now for news from the Michigan State campus. The Spartan community gathered at the Rock Tuesday night to honor a Spartan killed in Gaza. Students joined together to paint Tarek Thabit's name on the rock. Thabit and his family were killed in a bombing on October 29th. Thabit was a Humphrey Fellow at MSU from 2021 to 2022. He studied economic development and wanted to empower entrepreneurs in developing countries, including his native Palestine. Speakers at the vigil remembered him as a good friend, dedicated scholar, and loving father.
The Capitol is constantly the site for various groups who meet for a cause. On Wednesday morning, a group called March for Life gathered for a rally. Focal Point's Donovan Scott was there and tells us they met to bring awareness to Michigan's abortion laws.
Show that our legislators that we're against this injustice and we want to.
Even on a cold and windy Michigan morning, thousands gathered at the Michigan Capitol.
Rights in Michigan. Let me hear you say.
For the March for Life.
You can see it's cold, it's rainy, and look at all these people here who are willing to sacrifice for the unborn.
November 8th is the 1-year anniversary of the passage of Proposal 3, and that's why we've decided to do this today.
Proposal Amber Roseboom, the Vice President of Michigan Right to Life, says their fight is not over.
We stand with them in the storm to help them make a choice for life.
State legislator Gina Johnson showed her support at the rally.
It shows you how much people care. This is the caring community that Americans really are.
A culture of love, a culture of life in Michigan. Let me hear you say yes.
And sometimes pouring rain, the group made sure their supporters stay engaged.
Last night, the Senate voted to remove the ban on partial birth abortion. They've gone too far. Enough is enough. And the truth is, every life matters.
From the Capitol, Donovan Scott, Focal Point News.
Also on Wednesday, Ohio voters passed a vote to amend the state's constitution to protect a woman's right to an abortion. The March for Life organization will continue to push for change in the state and all across the country.
Coming up soon, we have a look into sports, a model train show, and one MSU organization that got some amazing recognition.
Don't go anywhere. Focal Point will be back in 60 seconds.
Welcome back to Focal Point. The air is getting colder, which means football season is winding down and basketball season is heating up.
Let's send it over to the Spartan Sports Report for the latest.
Welcome into the Spartan Sports Report desk. Here with the sports on campus this week, I'm Olivia Klinsky.
And I'm Brendan Bomarito. It was a roller coaster week, topped with a national championship, so let's get right into it.
We'll start in Spartan Stadium on Saturday, where Michigan State celebrated Senior Day against Nebraska. Early in the second quarter, Nebraska scored the game's first touchdown on a run by quarterback Henrik Harburg. Michigan State would respond with a touchdown drive of their own, ending with Caden Hauser finding Christian Fitzpatrick for his first touchdown of the year. Later in the game, MSU's Sam Levitt fired a 25-yard touchdown to Montori Foster to extend the Spartans' lead to 10. MSU held on in the second half to earn the victory. It's interim head coach Harlan Barnett's first victory as head of the program. They travel to Columbus to take on Ohio State in primetime tomorrow night.
The Michigan State tennis doubles pairing of Ozan Barish and Max Sheldon competed in the Intercollegiate Tennis Association's Fall Championship this past week. Starting with a round of 32 on Wednesday through the finals on Sunday, Barish and Sheldon straight dominated the national competition, advancing through to the final match against Old Dominion's Cody and Connor Van Schalkwyk. The Michigan State pair won the championship in 2 sets, 7-5 and 6-3. Ozan Barish and Max Sheldon are the first players in program history to win an ITA championship.
In the first round of the Big Ten tournament Friday, Michigan State hosted Ohio State in a rematch of the last Big Ten contest of the season. The Buckeyes spoiled the Spartans' chance at a share of the Big Ten title in that last meeting, and the Spartans came into DeMartin looking for revenge. Both teams struggled to get shots on goal as each showed stifling defense in the first half, which ended 0-0. Then, in the 54th minute, Buckeye Marko Borkovic heads the ball into the box. It's saved by Zach Kelly, but Andre Roberts blasts it in off the rebound to put Ohio State in the lead 1-0. The Buckeyes would hold out to win, and the Spartans await the NCAA tournament draw to see if their season will continue. Men's basketball, women's basketball, and wrestling started their seasons this week as well. So as we get into winter sports, we'll have all of the coverage right here.
From the Spartan Sports Reports desk, I'm Brendan Bomarito.
And I'm Olivia Klinsky. Back to the studio.
On Sunday, thousands of train enthusiasts of all ages gathered at MSU's pavilion for the Lansing Model Train Show. Focal Point's Ethan Hunter was there and has the story.
It's time. It's time. We can put that back over there.
Diane Miller had to be here this year.
Enjoy.
She loves trains because of her husband, Carl.
We rode a lot of the trains out west.
In fact, the whole Miller family loves trains because of Carl.
Our 2 daughters and our 5 grandchildren, they've grown up with trains.
Diane had to be here at this year's Lansing Model Train Show because she wanted to honor her husband.
My husband Carl Miller passed away a year and a half ago, and he had quite an extensive railway collection.
She felt it was important to sell her husband's collection here. It's Michigan's largest model train show inside the pavilion on the Michigan State campus.
We have over 500 tables, 190 vendors here selling model trains.
Michael Frizzell helps organize all of this for 3,000 people.
When did I get into it? Oh, 50 years ago.
Most of them reliving their childhood.
I have a big layout in my basement. It's 13 by 31 double deck.
Andy Buck is the president of the Battle Creek Model Railroad Club.
It all started with a lot of model railroaders. When we were kids, our parents gave us a train set.
Their model was so big, they had to set it up in another room.
The nod to Battle Creek and the cereal industry. So here's C.W. Kelston, so our tribute to the cereal industry. And then we that's actually 1/4 of the layout.
The sign says yes, you can play here. And really, that's what everyone, no matter their age, can do.
I've been obsessed with trains ever since I was little. I love riding them. I love watching them.
Diane Miller brought a lot of her husband's train lanterns, and also a framed picture of Carl, who loved this day.
He just grew up loving trains.
Now she's making sure others here see Carl's lights, too. On the Michigan State campus, Ethan Hunter, Focal Point News.
Now that looks like a lot of fun, and what a great tribute to Carl. And I don't know if you've ever been to a train show, but it's story after story after story like that. Thanks, Ethan, for showing us one of them.
More than music, the slogan of MSU's radio station, Impact 89 FM. This phrase has proven itself to be true after the station was recognized on a national level. I was lucky enough to join them last week in Georgia.
In the Big Peach, students from around the country met in Atlanta inside a downtown ballroom for the CMA Awards. But not the CMAs you might be thinking of. These awards were not for country music, but for college media.
And we're just really listening to a lot of journalists and people successful in the field of broadcasting and hearing about their experiences. And
Tessa Kresh works as the senior news producer for MSU's Impact 89 FM. and loved the chance to network with 1,000 other aspiring journalists.
It's been a very educational, fun, and rewarding experience.
Claire Barcarella joined Impact's group in Atlanta.
From these sessions, I've been able to take away so many new skills that I'll definitely be able to apply to my job, whether it's writing, producing, reporting, audio, any of that. I've learned so much.
Impact 89 FM placed in 7 categories.
My personal project has got second place for Division I Best Podcast, which was really, really exciting. It was just an honor to be a finalist at all.
Not only did they do well in audio categories, but station-wide categories too.
So Impact received first place for Best Website for Division 1, and we were also an honorable mention for Station of the Year.
The radio station placed in sports, advertising, and audio categories.
Well, I got to text all my friends and my mom. I was like, hey, look at this. This is the organization that I work for, and I'm so proud because we're one of the top in the country, and it's so cool to be recognized.
Although they are just students now, they're putting in the work at Michigan State and will be the future of journalism. For Focal Point News, I'm Delaney Rogers.
Congratulations, guys. Impact not only won Best Website in the Nation in Atlanta, but the College Broadcasters Conference in Orlando last month, too. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Delaney Rogers.
And I'm Kelsey Woodall. Thanks for watching Focal Point, and have a great weekend.